Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial by SToby. So today is a vanilla one, and we're going to be talking about enchanted books. Because we did the modded one, but actually vanilla enchanted books can sometimes be a bit confusing. So I thought I'd run through everything. So you, so for example, you'll be like going around your world, and you'll find something like this Aqua Affinity enchanted book. What do you do with it? These books are very, very useful, but you have to know how to use them. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need to make an anvil. So like this, crafting table, and here we are. If you're wondering, I've got a bit of string underneath that anvil, and that's how it's floating. Um, and so what we can do with this anvil is not only can we get like gear and put the books on them like this, we can also get two books and add them together. So for example, we can get that's efficiency 5. Efficiency. If we get like efficiency 3, two of these, and maybe an efficiency 4 as well, what we want to do is want to add the 3's together, and that will make a 4. And then if we add another 4, we can make a 5. And that's the max levels. And then you're going to put this on your pickaxe. So how do you get these enchanted books in the first place if you don't find them in dungeons and stuff like that? Well, you're going to want to use just a normal enchanting table. You're going to want to get yourself a book, add it together, and you can see here Fire Protection 3. Now, Fire Protection 3 isn't particularly amazing, so what you're going to do is you're going to go down to here to level 1, and you're just going to get Knockback 1, because you don't want to waste your lapis getting this. So you're going to get this one. Obviously it didn't use lapis for me because I'm on creative, but in survival that would have used 1 piece of lapis lazuli. If you'd taken that one, it would have used 3. But now you've got this useless book, so you're just going to put it in here, put it in there, and you also get a little bit of XP. So you're going to do it again until you get something useful, like, I don't know, Piercing 4. Piercing 4 can be very good for, like, crossbows, for example. So, now you've learned all about enchanted books, I want to teach you what every single enchanted book does, and what they're used for. So we'll start in this chest, and we've got Sword. So we can have Sharpness, Smite, or Bane of Arthropods. They're the first 3. Sharpness does extra damage to a variety of to all monsters. Smite does super extra damage to undead mobs. So that's going to be drowned, zombies, skeletons, husks, strays, etc. Bane of Arthropods, that's going to do extra damage against spiders, but also silverfish and shulkers. So many people would say that that's the most useless. I completely agree. Sharpness is the best because it's general and it works all around. It's also the easier enchantment to get. Now you want to move on to Knockback. This one's very, very useful. So it means that when you hit a mob, it moves back further, which is unbelievably useful. Um, and yeah, I always have it. Some people occasionally don't like it because it can be annoying if you're trying to attack something. It just flies away from you. But yeah, that's it. Fire Aspect 2. Now this one's interesting. Fire Aspect 2 makes it so when you hit a mob, it sets on fire. If you're killing for like something like pigs, it can be really useful because it automatically cooks the pork when they die, which is really useful. It also does burn damage. See, like you can hit a mob and run away, and it will do damage to them, which is nice. However, if you hit Endermen, they will set on fire, but every time the fire does a bit of damage, it will hurt them and they'll teleport. So it can actually be super annoying, which is why I never ever have fire respect. Looting is amazing. It means that when you kill a mob, it's going to give you more. So like when you kill a zombie, it's going to give you 4 rotten flesh instead of 2. Or when you kill animals in your animal farm, you're going to get like 4, 5 pork chops instead of 2 or 3. Sweeping Edge means that you can hit more mobs at the same time, so that's good for like farms and stuff. Mending. Mending is where when XP orbs drop on the floor when you kill a mob, they can be absorbed into the weapon and repair it. This is amazing, so it means that you don't have to repair your netherite tools with netherite, which is slightly annoying to get. And then we finally got Unbreaking 3, which means there's with Unbreaking 3, there's like a 2 in 3 chance, maybe 3 in 4 chance, that it won't take durability when you use it. So it's basically the most important enchantment, in my opinion, for all of these weapons. Bow, you want to get Power, Punch. Power is like sharpness but for bows. punch is like knockback, but for bows. Flame is like fire aspect, but for bows. Infinity means you don't need arrows, you just need one. However, it can't pair with mending. You either have mending or infinity. So if you have a skeleton farm or a bartering setup, you want to get mending, and then you can use your spectral arrows instead. And then unbreaking is the same. For a pickaxe, you can get efficiency, which means it mines faster. Unbreaking, which means it loses less durability, and mending is the same. However, Silk Touch from Fortune. Silk Touch means that when you break a block, you get the block, so like stone instead of cobblestone, grass block instead of dirt, etc. And you can also break ender chests. Fortune means that when you break ores, they drop a higher amount of resources. So this is really good, but I recommend not having it on your main pickaxe, because if you're a pro gamer, you're going to have an ender chest on you all time, so you don't want to accidentally break with Fortune and destroy the ender chest. Shovel is exactly the same, and axe is exactly the same, except for the fact that you can also put sharpness on it. Because some people like an axe for combat because it does a really high amount of damage. You can see it does 10 damage instead of 8. But, and so you can do loads of extra damage with this. It also has really high knockback and can disable shields, so it can be quite a good weapon, which is why you might want to put sharpness on it. Now we move over to this chest, which is armor. Helmets, you can have protection. You can have protection on everything. You can also have, so protection reduces damage from mob attacks, like bows, etc. Fire protection protects you from fire and also lava. And blast protection protects you from TNT and creepers. Projectile protection protects you from arrows. Now, which one of these is the best? I would always go for protection because it gives you all around. But if you're like some mega pro with like 4 sets of armor, you might want to have blast protection if you're testing out TNT powered farms, or fire protection if you're in the nether. Projectile protection for me is completely useless. Now, respiration means you can breathe longer underwater. Aqua affinity means that you can break blocks underwater with the same speed, so that's a really, really good one. Shut up, zombie. Thorns means that when a mob hits you, it does damage to them back. This can be annoying, however, if you're trying to move mobs. Like, if you've got a mob trapped in a minecart for a farm, you're going to want to be able to push him, and if you push him, he might hit you, and if you have thorns, you might kill him, which isn't particularly useful. And then unbreaking and mending. Chest plates can just have the protections, thorns, unbreaking, mending. Leggings, again, can have, I think I've missed one. Did I miss out thorns for, yeah, you can have thorns on everything. Now, netherite, no, boots. You can have protection, fire protection, blast protection, protector. Feather falling. Feather falling means that when you fall from a very high place and hit the ground, it does less damage to you, so that's a really, really important enchantment. Thorns. Depth Strider means that when you're wading through water, or bobbing on the top of the water, or swimming, you go faster, which is amazing, and it also means water can push you less easily. Frostwalker means that when you walk over the top of water, it makes a temporary ice bridge that melts, but is not very useful if you have water-powered farms, because you'll just freeze it, which is very annoying. Soul Speed means that when you walk on soul sand or soul soil, you go extra fast. Unbreaking, mending. Okay, now we move on to slightly weird things. Shield, shears, and flint and steel can all have unbreaking and mending. A trident. This is complicated. Impaling means that you do extra damage to mobs like drowned or guardians. Loyalty means that when you throw the trident, it will come back. And the extra numbers, like 1, 2, 3, mean that it will come back faster. Riptide stops you from being able to throw, but it means that when you're in water, you can launch yourself forward and back, or out the water. This is good for deploying elytra, or quickly moving into battle, attacking and then moving out again. Channeling means that when you throw and hit something, when it's a thunderstorm, it will strike lightning on it. This can be very useful for making charged creepers and pranking your friends. I don't know. Unbreaking, mending. Crossbows, you can have piercing, which means that it can go through mobs, which is actually really, really handy. Quick charge means that you draw it faster, much, much faster. Multi-shot is not compatible with piercing. You can't have both of these. Multi-shot means you fire 3 at a time, but they don't pierce. Unbreaking, mending. Fishing rods. Lure means that fish come to your rod faster. Luck of the sea means that you get less junk, like lily pads, and more enchanted books. But because of this, you get slightly less chance of getting fish. You can also have unbreaking and mending. Mending is brilliant because it means your fishing rod will never ever break. Hose, you can have. I've separated these away from the others because Silk Touch and Fortune are actually slightly different. Efficiency and unbreaking and mending are the same. But Silk Touch means that when you mine leaves, for example, which these are really good at mining, you actually get the leaf rather than breaking it, whereas if you have Fortune, they have a higher chance of dropping sticks and saplings. Now I've left these books till last. We've got Cursive Binding, which means that when you have it on armor, when you put it on, you can't take it back off. This is good for pranks, I'll show you later. And Cursive Vanishing means that you can technically enchant anything in the game with this, any item, including this lapis that's in my inventory. And it means that when you die with it in your inventory, it will vanish. When it drops on the floor, it will vanish. So this is a really, really horrible enchantment. If anything has this, just don't use it. Even if it's got mending, unbreaking, protection, whatever, do not use it. Now we move over to here. This is a dispenser facing upwards with a dragon head with cursive binding, with a pressure plate on top. And watch. So I'm just going to walk over and I'm going to go boop. Okay. Now I've got a dragon head on my head, and it's very cumbersome and very annoying, and it means I can't put my own hat on. It also means, I'm on creator mode, I can take it off, but in survival you can't, which is extremely annoying. So that's absolutely hilarious for pranks. And that is everything to do with enchanted books. So thank you guys for watching. If you loved this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for the next video. Adios.